So these days, horror games are just being stuck in minimum wage jobs. We had Dishwasher Simulator, and now we have Burger Flipper, so we are moving up in the world. So to start off your journey, you're on an operating table.
The f is this surgeon simulator? Stop sniffing me! What are you doing, buddy? Where are your gloves? Do you just have your meat mittens out? These aren't doctors, these are back alley surgeons. What the look at those little meaty hands. And he's sniffing me, I swear. He's... Oh, they're unconscious, so I'm gonna sniff their body. Oh, you smell different today than yesterday. Fucking creepy, man.
You start off with a quick tutorial on how to make a burger and give it to a man who looks like he eats mayo-covered pistachios his entire life. If you mess up too many times, a scary cow demon from the ninth dimension of hell comes out of the woodworks to try and devour your soul. Basically, this is just corporate management. Sometimes they even make you do a little dance for their amusement.
What the f is that? Do I need to do a little dance for you? I'm a little worker, I do a happy dance. I make the food that makes you shit your pants.
Now, after that, you wake up in your apartment room. It's a little bit drab, but I do always enjoy the cats hanging on something with a little hang in there. You know, it's cute. It's cute. You're also getting a call from your boss first thing in the morning, and he keeps it brief, saying, hey, it's your first day on the job, get down there and keep those customers happy. You know, because it's happy burger. Keep them happy. I fucking hate my job already. There's some pretty cool stuff on the TV, though.
Oh, this goes kind of hard. One day, love will find you. Happy, humble burger.
Now, you open up your little menu you were given, and it has all the detailed instructions, which you don't read because you're sure in a high-class joint like this, all of the training that you will be given will be able to get you through all of that without any kind of need for reading or anything like that. So you continue to explore your apartment and...
Bro, back up, bro. Is this our local meth head? Man, so this is what living in our apartment is like.
You try and play kickball with him, but he isn't too good at it. So you go downstairs to try and raid the vending machine, but you don't have any money. But you do find a 20 behind the machine.
I just found a 20 behind here.
You head outside and you see your neighbor running down the street. He's having a time. Meanwhile, your boss is yapping in your ear about how you're poor. Yeah, you could correct that, but you don't, asshole. So you explore the city, and maybe it's because of the environment, but you decide to be a bit of a menace yourself. You see a security guard in the box and decide to start trying to harass him.
Can I go back there? Hey, 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 hey! Hey!
You keep walking your way to work and see a bunch of strong men working at a construction site. Despite what your boss says about this being a bad area, you don't feel as scared now. So you trot your way down back a dark tunnel and you find yourself, oh, hey, you're at work. You decide it would be great to check some of the rat traps while your boss yaps. Yo, fucking bars. While patrolling the area, you find your first co-worker.
We got a Roomba? Hell yeah. Oh! I'm sorry, Roomba! No! What did I do? Oh. It's my first day on the job and I'm already killing people. Can I pick up this brick? Fuck the establishment! Don't kill my Roomba! I'm not paying for that.
You also get acquainted with the inside of the place and decided to walk up on one of the standees.
I don't like you, sir. No! No! Give me my brick. Ugh! That did nothing.
Now, despite the creepy standees, this place is pretty nice. You could see yourself working here for about 30 years and then having an existential crisis about your entire fucking life being wasted. And as you head back in, oh, it's your neighbor. Hey buddy, we're gonna be working together. Should be fun. Oh, and this game is really realistic because the ice cream machine is already fucking broken. In the back freezer, you start to familiarize yourself with the meats, and I spelled meats wrong in this fucking script. I'm gonna fucking... You know what? Keep this in. Keep this in. People need to know that I am dumb. And a place where you can throw a bomb or something. That's cool. You also spot a sign that tells you to pick up deliveries and shelve them. Well, alright. You got a lot of neat little tasks you can do on the side. Okay, cool. You go and talk with your new coworker, and man, does he give you the fucking creeps.
I do not vibe with you. Is he like trying to bite at me? I don't like this man. I don't like you. I don't like you. We cannot work together. I gotta go talk with management about this.
You ended up giving him a backstory since the two of you will be working together. His new name will be Nathaniel. He got heavy into crypto trading and like he's got all these friends into it. Then it crashed because that's just what crypto does. You don't invest your money in that shit. And now he has no money and is stuck here with you. And he's very sad about the whole thing. And that's why he's pretty much nonverbal except for the occasional snarl. Kind of gross. Anyway, you clock in for work and notice that on the daily duties board, you get extra cash at the end of each day from doing bonus objectives that you were pretty much already doing. You find one of the last rat traps and man, are they some chunky boys. You could probably grill that up on a whole ass burger, you know, maybe give them a riot burger. Grill up, Nathaniel. Nathaniel! Nathaniel? I already forgot your fucking name, it's whatever. You turn on the open sign and a few moments later, you have your first customer. Of course, it wouldn't be a corporate overlord experience if you did not welcome your first guest with glee.
It's our first customer. Hey, 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 hey! Welcome to Happy Burger. Ma'am, you don't need to go around that entire thing. It's... these customers. Okay, hey, what can I get you?
First order goes pretty well, but Nathaniel is sitting there doing nothing. Come on, Nathaniel. We are a family here at the Happy Burger, and you are not being a team player. You give off your first order, and you tell the customer.
Have a porkalicious day. Oh, fuck. I want to die.
Your shift goes well, but you're starting to notice that all the customers look alike. Like, exactly alike. Like, man, that is a bit weird. But you keep on working. And you know what? Your shift comes to a sudden end, but that's okay. You had your first day and you served 4 burgers. It wasn't your best and you know that you can improve more in the future. You even made an extra burger to take home. You also make some extra cash from those bonus objectives. And you know what? This right here, this is what capitalism is all about. Working hard and it paying off. And now you can walk home because you can't afford a car. Fuck. You head on home and you turn around to see what you think is a crackhead running at you, but turns out it's just Nathaniel. There's something more comforting about his presence these days, man. I don't know. You head on over to the now unlocked Steal and Sell. Like the name implies, they buy everything. They also have some really unique items you can buy.
Whew, damn. Damn, can I get this poster? Damn, I need that in front of my bed. Fucking hell. You guys stole a soft side? This place is awesome. I like this. The vibes here are immaculate.
You can also sell items that you steal from them. Now, you could invest this money that you've made through illegal means into something that will progress you in the future and, you know, really help you come out on top. Or you could just take it and go gambling. Yeah. Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling. You immediately think how this world can't be real because you bought a bunch of scratch-off tickets and then you made money gambling. After a couple of minutes, you decide to go and explore the world a bit more and you run into...
Oh, more gambling! More gambling! Hot Chungus? Oh yeah, that's my guy. Go Hot Chungus. Go! You got it, buddy! Go! Yeah! Go Hot Chungus! Come on! What are you doing? Get up there! Why are you so shit? Where are you going? This is just like the Lucky Dave incident. I swear to God. Get out there! It's fucking rigged. I hate this game.
You head on over to a nearby coffee shop and then you see the band My Middle Class Life is a Lot Harder Than You Think. And the coffee apparently gives you a nice buzz and you get to run around faster. That's going to be really important in the future when you're trying to escape stuff. Anyway, so you rob the place and then you try and take the stuff back to Steal and Sell.
Get me the fuck out of here. They're gonna call the cops. Oh, they're already here. Run!
And now that we've escaped the cops, it's time to do drugs prescribed to me by a vending machine in some doctor's office. Thank you, drugs. Now, you aren't really sure what those drugs did to you, but now you see a giant fucking metal dome in the sky and you think you're in the Matrix. But, I mean, you already knew. They tried to throw you off with Hot Chungus, but you're no fool, you know? You head on back to your apartment to take in all this information, and you see Nathaniel walking around the complex, and you know, After just one day of being around the guy, you already feel a sense of camaraderie with the fella. He may look a little bit scary, but that doesn't mean he's a bad person. Small story for you fellas. I was actually on the bad side of town trying to get gas, and a fella walked up to me that was about a foot taller than me, and he said, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" And let me tell you, this fella was intimidating as all hell, but I said sure, and then like a second later, his voice got all shaky, and he asked if he could bum some gas because him and his wife had just escaped a really bad situation. And I had to move out with all of their stuff. Now, this could have just been a really shitty story that someone's trying to tell you to be like, oh man, and sure, that's really what happened. But like, as I walked over to go and, help him out, his wife started thanking me profusely from like the inside of their car, and I saw that they actually had a bunch of stuff loaded up in the back. I like paid for a little bit of gas for him to get on his way and got him fixed up, and the dude was getting ready to head out, but like he actually started crying and gave me a hug and thanking me and everything, and we both went our separate ways, and it was like all in all a great experience considering, you're on the bad side of town, someone walking up to you, it could be very bad, but I guess the moral is try and give people a chance and don't be afraid of them just because they may look a little bit intimidating. Or maybe just be kind to everyone. I mean, like, hell, go on a side quest with a homeless man. You guys need to live a little bit, come on. You go back onto your house and find a little closet next to the bathroom. This is where you keep all your notes that you have found around the city. Maybe you'll be able to make some sense on all of this and what's going on. For now, there isn't much that you can do besides, wake up and head to work. Hell, you know what? You even make a little game and race Nathaniel, who is pretty much slower than you, but headed down the same path. While you're banging out your chores before your shift starts, your boss comes on to tell you that you're going to be doing the deep fryer and shakes as well. He also says something a little bit concerning.
With any luck, you can get robots to do your entire job.
That's not a good thing. That's not encouraging.
You continue on with your chores and you start hearing noises coming from across the hedge, and that's when you spot...
What the fuck is that? Hey! What are you doing here? Hey! Chase out the local crack guy! Give me the broom! Nathaniel! Give me the broom! Nathaniel! Your brother's out here again. Get me the broom.
You chase off the naked man and get ready to start a brand new day. And what a hard day it is, because no one fucking tells you that the fries teleport to the heater except for the instructions on the wall, which I didn't read. And you know what? Fuck you. That should have been, I should have been trained on this. This is bullshit. Your shift ends and you head over to Steal and Sell to do some more fucking gambling, but you actually end up losing money. This simulation is evolving. You are very afraid, but you're already onto their antics. You harass the local band by throwing some drinks at them and decide, it's been a day. The next day you wake up bright and early and then you hear a lot of crashing. Kind of almost like something exploded. It's bad. Your boss comes on the line to tell you not to go towards the explosion, but you do anyway. You find that the construction site has exploded and you're worried about all those strapping men, so you go ahead and investigate. And things aren't quite as they appear.
You look like a PNG. You're a... That's good.
After that, you head into the facility and you find your first trial. See, the inside of the facility is dark, save a giant blue tarp which is thrown over something. And it's breathing heavily. You keep your distance and you try and investigate this place, and it appears the place is some sort of restaurant, or at least it was meant to be. You inch closer and find that whatever it is, it's not hostile. But you figure the next step is to turn on all the lights, which is a weird puzzle that has to be turned on in some specific order. Electricians just be doing anything these days, man. You gotta play fucking Simon over here to turn on a goddamn light switch. You find a tape and it gives you some idea what's going on, but it's really just a tape talking about some coworker who is addicted to hot tub streamers and now sits alone in a dark room all day staring at nothing. Probably just because they can't see, because they forgot to, pay for the electricity bill because they can't afford it. Anyway, you pop the last of the breakers and the lights turn on, revealing...
I see.
Oh! Yeah, that. A big hunkin' boar that throws titty grease at you.
Ugh, it's titty grease.
Also, there are customers who walk up to you and explode. So what you're supposed to do here is cook this fella up 3 burgers, which sounds easy, you've been doing it all this time, but considering the massive projectiles and the hordes of exploding minions that pop up, It is not easy. There's also a vending machine that gives you a few free candy bars so you can keep your cool.
It has all the toppings! You're just a picky eater. This game sucks!
So the pig ends up eating too much and now his stomach has a huge hole in it where you can travel into his little pigussy and reach the other side.
Yeah, ooh.
On the other side, you find a small tape that says the pig devoured the entire construction crew.
All those handsome men?
Now, you aren't sure if this is a part of reality or if it's just within the simulation, but you continue finding a crafting recipe because it's also fucking Minecraft, because why not? Why not? Sure. You head back to your apartment and start crafting on your little workbench. Except, you don't exactly remember a little workbench at home. But as you start coming on into your home, the walls start talking to you. Someone is saying, "Man, it's been so long. How are you, E7?" And you don't know who the fuck they're talking to. Oh, and then they trip, fall over, and knock over what sounds like a live explosive, and it blows up your wall. You are not getting the deposit back on this place. You pop through the little hole that was made by the mysterious voice, and you find a hidden room. And you also find a severed head. Cool stuff! Your very loud new compatriot explains that he's a robot that was awakened by the previous person here, who he refers to as E7. He hasn't seen him in a while and he's most likely dead. Now E7 had a escape plan to get out of this facility and has made several inventions with various items you'll find throughout the simulation. You can buy these items through vending machines, and the first is a keypad hacker, which will allow you to break into various locations around the simulation. Throw all those into a high-tech microwave and boom, you have yourself a fancy looking item. Not bad. Also, the robot head guy is fucking insufferable.
Sometimes my body goes entirely numb, and I don't know why.
You're a head. You don't.
I'm not a robot, you're a robot. Tell you what, I'll scratch your back if you can scratch mine. But you gotta find it first.
I don't like this guy.
Excuse me?
Anyway, you have your objective now. You know that the batteries and chips are stored at the steal-in cell, so you grab them and bring them back home. However, you don't have the paste. You then come up with a great idea to grab a brick from work and steal all the items from the steal-in cell. You're a fucking genius. As you get to work, it appears that it snowed. That's something. And now you're also making cookies and pies. Man, if that doesn't make you just hungry for a fresh, gooey cookie right out of the oven, I don't know what will. You're hungry for a little chocolate chip cookie, just melt in your mouth. Oh, it's so delicious. Your shift is going pretty normal. You aren't taking too long with the new pies, and it's not all too much to handle, honestly. It was pretty uneventful until...
What the fuck is that? Jesus fucking Christ, man!
You run into Happy. Now, normally, you have to piss her off, but it's a very special day for you for some reason. All of the customers have left, and now it's just you and her. The world is distorted, there's writing over all the walls, and you can hear her coming for you. But you can't run, you can't hide, and you definitely cannot look away. As long as you're looking directly at her, she can't charge you. Now, you try feeding the burger that you were already preparing, but it doesn't satisfy them. They capture you and try and put you inside their stomach and carry you away to God knows where. You manage to claw your way out, still confused over how to get rid of them. Eventually, you see the writing on the wall. You have to prepare them an evil burger. Really? Come on, man. You have to take one of the patties that spawn in the bag and cook it till it's nice and green. Now, this should be easy, except, now you remember those exploding people that walk all over the place from the pig? Yeah, they're here too. Also, Happy occasionally teleports now just to keep you on your toes.
Also, technically the writing on the wall says to cook her an evil patty, but it doesn't specify an evil burger. So if I throw a patty at her, it phases right through her. That's complete bullshit.
Anyway, you feed the burger to Happy and she disappears completely. The walls seem older now, but the day continues like any other day. Oh, and after you had that entire mental breakdown, you have to keep working. Capitalism, baby. Luckily, the rest of the shift went pretty uneventful for the most part. You clock out and then grab your brick and you're ready to head off to the steal and sell. You toss your brick right at their inventory, but they seem to have some sort of anti-brick technology. They didn't look like they had glue anyway, so you still need to search the city for the glue. And you fail. You were unable to find glue anywhere in the city. So you head back to your apartment and then you remember that there is a vending machine inside your apartment. You don't remember glue being one of the options, but apparently it was. You head on back to your crafting room to throw the glue in the microwave. And this makes a keypad hacker to which you can unlock various places around the city. You then head on back to work and break into your boss's office like any good employee should. As soon as you step in, your boss comes over the phone. He wants to know what the hell you're doing in that office, and your new robot buddy cuts off his communication entirely.
Now that's much better.
Now, the robot is the only one that can talk to you over the phone. And in all honesty, I'll take the boss. At least he doesn't make shitty jokes.
Keep those customers happy. Get it?
Oh, I hate him. Oh, I hate my boss already.
Actually, I think it was Confucius who quoted Abraham Lincoln and said, "Silence will always be your true best friend." Anyway, you hit the super secret lever behind you and you find a little access vent and crawl down into it. You make your way through the vents and you occasionally look behind you, believing yourself to be watched. And not by the creeps claiming to be your boss. Something's down here with you. As you make your way through the vents, you see a factory of robots making more of fellas that play that terrible band cafe music. My god. They've got to be trying to start the world's worst boy band or something. While listening to a tape of a guy slurring his words, you find the power switch to flip it off. You head back and...
Fuck that, man. Not cool, dude.
you get hit by some creature as it disappears from reality. You head back to the fan that just powered down and someone was here before you. They were sleeping here. You pick up an audio log and it's E7, talking about how he grabbed one of the robots and managed to take it apart to disassemble it to just a head. That must be the head that you're talking to, or he's picked up a really weird hobby. You grab the crafting recipe on up and head back to a surprisingly little resistance along the way. You've unlocked the burger bomb recipe. Now you could rush off immediately and go bomb some local areas, but let's commit a different crime first. The neighbors have a lot of locked doors around and you're feeling snoopy. So let's break into their houses. You break into this warped sort of area that looked like it was an AI generating a bedroom. There's no floor and it looks like someone's been sleeping here. The rooms are strange, but you find a little note. So, apparently, someone went into this simulation willingly, known as E14, to better study the effects of patients that were put under. The simulation seems to be designed to make the workers placed under it more subservient and promote a willingness to do menial jobs happily. Instead, in the corporate fashion, it then begins traumatizing every single one of them put under the simulation. Ironically, while hearing this, an intercom coming from somewhere tells you that you will not be given time off for therapy and that sessions must have a representative from the company called Obscure to be there to record your session. Man, if this isn't a fucking dystopia. You pop in the supplies for yet another keypad hacker to go into Toe's room, which brings you to an entirely new area. It's entirely filled with a flat screen and tons of memorabilia. You pick up a recorder and hear Theodore Anderson speak. Evidently, this person, who we lovingly call Nathaniel, shortened his name into Toe. Yeah, dumb fucking name. Anyway, Nathaniel was put here, which we can assume is the simulation, and he misses his family a lot. You also find Nathaniel rolling around in his bed, seemingly in pain. He has gathered a lot of memorabilia of the place he works. You pick up the recording that is the third one of Nathaniel's, and it shows him in a state that he's currently in. A messy, garbled, just mess of nonsensical words that mean nothing. Whatever happened to him, he's now in this state. You leave the room and it's finally time to terrorize your neighbors. You get ready to go ahead and build that burger bomb. You spend your hard-earned money and then, you find all the right ingredients pretty easily. You even catch an amazing commercial on TV about a product that you can't miss out on.
Check out our calendars. Rue your existence as you cross out each day staring at cats wearing little suits.
So you head back to your workplace and put the explosive by that one little symbol that you found. It explodes and now you have a fun new hole to enter. Probably could have phrased that one better. As you jump in, you are immediately soaking wet. Okay, who's writing this? Oh, that's me. Great job, guy. Anyway, you're in for a bit of a swim. Funny enough, directly underneath this restaurant, there is another restaurant. Is this where all our sewage goes? Are we just literally shitting on pre-existing civilizations that helped us build to where we are now? Isn't that like kind of metaphorically terrible? What would Ben Franklin have to say about this when he discovered electricity while flying his kite? Did y'all know he was a male prostitute? Probably not, because I made that shit up. But I wonder if anyone was ever like, tie me down and electrocute me, kite daddy. Anyway, while you're contemplating this, you find a valve to release the water, and you find that you no longer have to roleplay as a fish anymore. You also find a bomb on a car that will let you climb up a pipe and make it out. You haven't learned much from this place, but you now have a cool underground base to slack off in during work. So that's pretty neat. Speaking of work, now you're hella low on money, so now it's time to put in those hours. The boss comes on the mic and tells you that you have yet another thing you need to handle. Disasters will pop up throughout the entire day and you have 45 seconds to solve them or you get a penalty. 3 penalties and Happy comes out. So if you get 3 strikes against you, every single time you make a mistake, from that point on, Happy comes out. Also, you don't get paid. So now you're just a straight up thief because fuck a 9 to 5 if they ain't gonna pay you. Overwork and not paid at all? Fuck that. After a long day and not sure what to do next, you figure it would be best to go ahead and look at your situation with a fresh pair of eyes. So you go ahead and get some sleep for the next day. You head on back to work because you probably still need to make more money, and now your boss says you're gonna make hot dogs at a burger restaurant. Also, there are random men who you run into that blow up into black dust when you get near them. You genuinely do not get paid enough to deal with this. Or at all sometimes. Except this time you manage. You get through the day without too many infractions, so you are able to get some of that sweet, sweet cash. Say what you want about human beings, but we are persistent bastards. As you leave, you hear explosions. Your boss comes on the line to tell you there's a nearby museum that is now open and you should go check it out. Then your talking head comes on to tell you the exact same thing.
You should go there for the Happy the Humble Heifer exhibit. Find out some of the creepy history of your corporate overlords. They sure do milk that franchise. Am I right?
Shaw, that one was actually okay. That was a good joke. When investigating the museum, you hear the man with slurred speech talk once again. Apparently some place got hit by a nuclear explosion. It woke up some sort of beast that made them mad. These beasts then infected the animatronics, which they used to house their bodies. The explosion didn't create them, because they were there long before that. You following the story? Good, because I have no idea what the fuck is going on. It is not clear if these things are in the real world or they're in the fucking simulation. I miss Nathaniel, man. Bring me back to the days where all I had to worry about was you looking at me like a creep. I love you, Nathaniel. Anyway, you spot a place to make a bomb and then head back to the museum. It's worth noting that the person who came before you, E7, believed this was the key to escaping the simulation. You blow a hole in the room and find another hole to venture down, and so you drop down into a trash dump with some scary looking fellas that you have to run by or they'll explode. You find another tape of the slurring word man, and he says that Charlie the chicken is your next biggest threat. He lays these eggs that are sort of alive and will roll at you and explode, not only hurting you, but also alerting the giant chicken. This should be fun. You find your way down an elevator shaft, and while you're listening to the slurring man talk about how there's a way to contain and burn Charlie the chicken, an elevator starts to fall. You, of course, are far enough away from it, but apparently it doesn't matter and it kills you anyway, and I'm not upset about it or anything. After you reset and find your way down the shaft,
Oh, come on.
you run into some sort of like molten statue room. There are all kinds of warning signs going off, which is probably because of the molten magma everywhere if I had to guess. There are plenty of vents around, but some of them have eggs and you can't exactly get around them without being hurt. And when crawling around, you find this box with the ingredients inside of it, which is kind of strange for them to just be here. Also, most of the doors are shut. It's almost like this place is under lockdown. After crawling around a bit more, you find the kitchen. This will be your center of operations for this next section. The robot comes on the mic and tells you that you will need to feed the chicken 3 sandwiches and all of the condiments are scattered around the facility. I mean, really though? Are we certain that these ancient beasts are going to come out of the ground after hibernating for billions of years and they're a bit cranky over a bit of a nuclear explosion? But God forbid if they don't have pickles on my fucking burger or I won't eat it. Picky fucking bastards, you live inside a cheap animatronic, come on now. Now, while exploring for ingredients, you notice that there is no bird, despite multiple explosions you set off, which is very strange. Also, you grab another recording. This time, it's E7, and he goes on about the history of this place, but most importantly, he talks about a helmet that you can make that will fry the chip in your brain and let you out of here. You also notice some caveman scribblings on the wall. It shows you to make the burgers and put them in some sort of feeding bin, then summon the bird with a bell to trap it and make some fried chicken when you press the button. After a bit more crawling, you find the containment room, but you notice a severe lack of chicken. For some reason, you can't make your way into the observation chamber until the lockdown is lifted by putting food in the food bowl with exactly 3 fully made burgers inside of it. You can then crawl through the vent like it's Half-Life and get into the observation chamber. Seriously though, man, I want a word with the engineer that designed this fucking place because what the hell is this all about? You make your way into the power room and find that the power is also shut down. This was probably to contain the chicken when everything went south, but to open everything back up, you have to power it up and let him out. You can't escape until the bird is back in its containment and is fried up like a nice piece of chicken. So, you power it up and get ready to unleash hell. Now, the second you walk out into the hall, it spots you and you have to immediately duck into a vent. The bird forgets about you a few moments later, but he's on the move from now on. You have to grab all the various items that are hidden around the facility, throw them all in a burger, and then congrats. You now have 3 burgers, but that alone isn't going to make Bird Boy hobble on over to his cage. You've opened the observation room, but until you get the bird inside the cage, there's no point in being in here. But you also can't set this off because the pipes to the boiler aren't working. Luckily, there are extra pipes located all around the facility, so you can just go and grab those while continuing avoid detection, which isn't hard. It's a big dumb bird possessed by an ancient evil spirit that fucking like shits out employees seeking eggs that explode. Any entry level employee can do this work. Yeah, remember that? When we were just making burgers? Now you're fucking Middle Earth fighting cave chickens like Dumbledore? Shit is wild. You managed to get all the pipes in, plop them in the pipe holding area, and now you can fry yourself up some chicken. The only problem is that out of all the times he has decided to become blind, this is it. You have to pop a few eggs to help him get along, but man, does that fucking hurt. You lure him into the cage, climb through the vents shortly after, you cage him in, and as soon as he's caged, the flames start going off. Yeah, take that, you outdated, oversized, over-parody bastard walking around like you fucking own the place. Fucking.
Let's go! Easy.
You go over to see if he had anything of importance on him, and
He got a butthole!
you can now move deeper into the facility as it's no longer on lockdown. You also managed to find the helmet recipe that E7 mentioned. This will help you fry the chip in your head that keeps you in this simulation. You know, you could have ended up just like Nathaniel. What you were seeing is a living ghost of what you could have become. Every day, he rushes to work, going the same route you would, at the same job, and you can buy the same items. That flat screen he has is the exact same one that you could have bought. All the memorabilia, everything. He accepted this place, and it eventually destroyed him. He tried to be happy while in the simulation, and it slowly drove him to insanity. He can't even talk to people properly anymore. He lies in his own bed, tossing and turning and crying. He's hopeless. All he knows now is to do the same thing he has been doing for God knows how long. Hell, maybe even your first days here, when he was trying to just communicate with you, were some of the happiest moments that he's had in a long time. That could have been you. Had a headless robot and up exploded a grenade in your room. Funny how life works. But one thing is for sure, you have to get the fuck out of here. Luckily, there's this huge hole in the ground, and you're no stranger to deep, wet holes. Seriously? So you take a leap of faith down the very deep hole, and it had some water at the bottom. Neat. There's also a lot of trash, and as you're looking back, you see a giant fucking nose, and it's the last thing you see. Lovely. So this time you drop down into the hole and into the water, and man, your little legs start fucking kicking. That thing is right behind you. Do not look behind, and you look behind you. Good job. That thing is freaky, and it's making rounds. Swim, bitch, swim! Fucking gotta get out of here! You barely manage to get out right as it reaches out, and it's about to get that tooth in your booty once more. You manage to swim your way up, and oh, this is just the fucking sewers. Must be one of them sewer gators everyone's always on about. Well, at least you can go and dry off at home once you get out of here. Everything is on fire and exploding. You are now behind a security gate, which fake guards were posted up. You also stumble upon a building that starts to give you a little bit more backstory. And here we are introduced to a man named Maverick Cooper, who is under Obscura control. He signed a legally binding contract to stay on an island, and he makes a small radio show to pass the time. He also talks about the fabrication of realities are going to be used by government cults like Obscura for their own personal gain. I mean, who could have seen that coming? Obscura also extends his contract several times to keep him on the island indefinitely. You can tell by the end of the audio tapes he's also struggling with his speech, and even remembering his own name at some points. As for what this means, I'm not entirely sure. He talks about being underground, but they may have just kept him in a simulation for years. He also talks about years so casually, as though being trapped here for years is nothing, like he has millions of them to spare. The entire thing is just strikingly odd. Anyway, you head back outside, pick up a brick, and start smashing the fucking window open. And let me tell you, the audio is a hate crime at this point, because hearing the slurring man in my ear on top of it makes me want to punch him in the fucking mouth. In fact, you know what? Editor. Give them a small taste of how horrible this is.
Grim thinks we can keep these things alive. To start it up. What can we learn about them?
Oh, and to signify how much shit is going wrong in this simulation, the goddamn monsters are out all over the street. Why? No one knows. They're just here now. We haven't exactly done anything in the simulation, so there's no real reason for them to, be here, but fuck it, pull them out. The city isn't the only place that's changed. Inside your apartment, there's a lot more wood. A beaver's wet dream, really. Even the computers in the back next to the rambling head are now made of wood. But at least you can see that beautiful, beautiful new recipe for that helmet. You grab the items, toss them in the microwave, and it is finally time to leave this hellhole. But first, traumatic flashbacks. You wake up 5 years earlier in the bathroom, and you're in some sexy-ass hotel, and man, this place is fucking nice. You take a look at the beach out in front of you, and oh, you're on an island. Oh yeah, this is the island that gets nuked, huh? Nah, I'm sure it's another island. Let's watch some TV instead. So apparently some people have gone missing while staying at the King's Comfort Resort, huh? That was the name of your apartment complex. And then an emergency alert starts playing. You quickly run out of the hallway and head towards the stairs. The emergency broadcast stated that the bomb shelter is underneath the resort, and you run to the stairwell, but some assholes locked it. Luckily, there's a key on the cleaning cart that you grab and run on down. You go down a ton of stairs that takes you into a sewers. Bombs are going off, and it's actually pretty terrifying. You're running through these sewers trying to navigate your way to safety, going left, right, just not knowing where you're going. When you finally think you've reached the doors to safety, you're now in the worst place imaginable. The restaurant. An underground version similar to yours underneath where you work. You search around for a few minutes, but you seem to not be able to find where to go. You head back towards the entrance, but it's now locked. You try the bathrooms, but man, what a shitty place. Look at how tiny these bathroom stalls are. That's a fucking alleyway, not a rest stop if you ask me. Anyway, you keep looking around, but find nothing. Am I fucking stupid? Then you find a door.
How the hell did you get down here? Follow me.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, that's about right. So, the next thing you know, you wake up in a medical room. I guess you're a reporter, and your buddy was Maverick Cooper, the one that was doing his radio shows about Obscura. Well, now Obscura is putting a chip in your head, and you are now being monitored. The two doctors are making small talk about how Obscura managed to grab both reporters that were trying to report on them. You wake back up inside the simulation. The severed head tells you that you've been out for quite a while, and he's starting to shut down. He says he figures he'll never see you again, and he says please don't forget about him. Anyway, forgetting that, you have one objective left. Escape this bad boy, which actually changes when you go to bed because you're a little bit tired. So you head back to the restaurant because despite being ready to leave, you have no idea where to go. The boss is treating you like it's another day, saying you're ready for the drive-thru. Yeah, you already didn't have way too much happening in the fucking base game. Double it as well. Fucking insane. You check the back and find writing all over the walls. You can see now. Head to the exit. Tell people what happened here. E7. Now, you never met E7, but he has laid the groundwork for you to escape. You hope he escaped himself, but there's no way to be sure. You move around the second restaurant and you can see the final door behind a keypad, but you don't have money to make a keypad unlocker. So you decide to go and work your shift, your final shift, for Nathaniel. It's gonna be the last time you see this fella, and you honestly get through your shift and it's not too terrible these days. You're finally able to adjust to the rush and you make more than enough money to escape. You make your keypad and head back to the restaurant to finally get out of here. You say goodbye to Nathaniel. No, you finally say goodbye to Toe. And you head on down, and then there's also some epic music that starts to play for your escape as well. You're in the sewers once again. The monsters don't want you to leave this place. Sometimes it's Happy chasing you, sometimes it's mannequins just blowing up in your face, and finally, it's a giant fucking version of the cow breaking through the sewers to crawl after you like, what the hell is that? But through it all, you finally make it out and get to safety. Or it should be. I'm not gonna lie, this part of the game was pretty pointless after that climax. They made you do the whole fucking restaurant thing again, but now it's in black and white and kind of old-timey, and you have to serve shit up on a plate and hit people with it. It's all really weird and could have just been cut. There is no storyline here, by the way. It's just more filler for some reason. Like, you get moved to a new farm after this, and a farmer tries to kill you, but there's literally no hints, no characters we care about, no nothing. It's just more burger building, and so, you know what, it gets cut from this video. There is no reason to make you sit through that filler. But after all that, you walk into a dark hallway, and are greeted with the same bomb shelter door. There's now a decontamination progress, and you're making your way through some sort of investigation room. You have no idea where you are, but there are bodies everywhere, and hoof prints on the ground that are covered in blood. You make your way deeper into the facility and hear people getting ripped apart. They are saying that something must have breached containment. You hear a mixture of screams and gunfire and moos as the door continuously gets bashed in. Also, this guy is a fucking terrible voice actor.
Wait! That guy did not sound panicked at all.
Like, I couldn't be a voice actor myself, but this dude is literally being ripped in half. And what kind of a shit delivery is that? Anyway, the door gets bashed open, and there is nothing but dead bodies again. And oh, wait, freedom? That is a thing that you have wanted for so long. And then we get this cool little movie cut of you climbing onto the vines, going to God knows where. You climb up like an absolute badass, by the way. Those vines do not look steady at all. And then you see Happy, who is there and attacks the screen for a cool outro. And that's the end of the game. And look, I'm gonna be honest, not a lot of that made sense in the end. You can think I'm glossing over details and maybe I missed some, but like, we went to the goddamn wiki page for this video to get an explanation as to what the hell is going on, and it was pretty much all of the information I just told you. How did we escape the simulation? Why am I not on a doctor's table when I wake up? Was Toe just another guy who got kidnapped? What happened to E7 and Maverick Cooper? Why did they put monsters in the simulation? Were they real and they just put them there for funsies, or did they actually escape the simulation? How did they escape the simulation? How are they suddenly rampaging? Why did Obscura put me in a goddamn burger restaurant? Does any of this make any sense? No. But ooh, scary cow at the end. Ooh, cool game. Do we get any answers? Also no. But you know what? At least we aren't stuck in a goddamn simulation flipping burgers for the rest of our lives. Rest in peace, my man Toe. Anyways, I hope you guys liked the game. I definitely enjoy games like this, doing menial jobs apparently, so if anyone sees a cool horror twist on the house flipper, be sure to let me know. But until then, I'll keep hitting you with some solo stuff in between group projects. Till next time, I'm Jexx Mixx. Have a good one.
Oh, Barham, you're not to be mistaken for a bar clam. You're the Barham name.